not mandatory, okay? Recursively for the quadratic, you give me your initial term. Your initial term is the very first drawing is for the first term. I had one square or one box. It's right there, right? So you would give me f of 1 is 1. Perfect, right? Okay, after that, what's the general term? Okay, so you can write f of n is equal to the prior term, and now you have to come up with the afterwards. Okay, but a quadratic growth is linear. So what comes behind here, the caboose here, is a linear equation mx plus b. It's not like the linear and the exponential, which is just times 5 plus 2. Because remember, your table does not have, this is not a constant. Because this first difference is not a constant, the growth is not just times 2 times 5 plus 3 negative 5. You're now in a second difference. And so that now means it's a linear growth. So when you guys want to come up with the back, you have to use this mx plus b. So it's going to be, here, let me just put this over here really quick and then we'll refer to it. Mx plus b. So you need to find the slope and you need to find the y-intercept. Okay? All right, so looking at your table, what's my slope? You're going to now look at the second difference. What's your constant here? 1. That's your m. And so this slope is here. It's your second difference. So I know so far I have 1x or just plus, oh, you can't see, sorry. Ah, that's terrible. Okay, so m is equal to 1. That's your second difference. So if I plug in the 1 here, then I know I have plus 1x, and now I have to look for my y-intercept. But where do you find the y-intercept? It is always when you find x, whatever x is, find out what y is. And so if you go backwards in the table, what would that value be? Yeah? 0? Right? Because if this is plus 2, this would be plus 1. So what's 1 minus 1? 0. Right? And even if we went back again, you'd have your plus 0 there. Okay? So it's 0, 0. And so this is 0. So you can write the plus 0. Or you can just write f of n minus 1 plus x, or, oh, it should be an n. Yeah, I got f and n's, you guys. Okay, plus n if we want to keep the same lettering. You guys won't get docked if you do this. Because you're thinking mx plus b, and then we're putting n's, and then you're like, oh, she's going to dock me. I have n's and I have x's now. I'm kind of doing that same thing. It'd be weird if I try to teach you the linear function and I put mn plus b. It would totally throw you guys off. You're accustomed to mx plus b. So if you guys give me this 1x or x, or if you move it back into the n's, just know that's ideal. Okay, you shouldn't have two variables, that n and x going in. Okay, that's it. That's your recursive. Okay, explicitly, now get that equation. Okay, explicitly, a standard form, and this is why it's extra credit. You haven't been taught this unless you came from another, like a private school or something. You haven't been taught this. This is what the whole semester is on: quadratic formula, factoring, standard form, vertex form. It's all of this. You haven't been taught it, so that's why it's just extra credit. You'll do this again in pre-cal. What we're about to do is really usually in pre-calculus. Okay. Okay, so here we go. How do you find your A, B, C? Okay, you have your second difference. Your A value, so your leading coefficient, is the second difference divided by 2. So that highlighted number through our second difference, this number here is 1, right? So so that's 1. So that means my second difference is that highlighted plus 1 number divided by 2, and so it's 0.5. I want either the decimal or the integer. Don't give me the fraction, because you want to like put it in the calculator. Okay. Okay, so far I'll have students that will do that, and guess what? At least they have this part done. So they're like, give me that partial credit. Take the second difference, cut it in half, that's your A value. Okay, we have to find B and C though. All right, the way you find B is you have to first find C. So it goes A, C, and then B. Okay, C is your intercept. Okay, so when X is 0, what is Y? That's C value. Is go value. Go to the table, and it's 0, and it's whatever that number is that correlates to it. So if I look at my table, 0, 0. So my C is 0. So this C value is 0 because that's what it is on the chart. So now, since I know my C value is 0, I now have this done. And now all you need is the B. And the B is where you have to substitute and solve. Okay, so now lastly, what is the B value? Okay, this requires solving. You have to solve for it. So what do? You look at your chart and you now grab the next point. So you look at your chart and you have 0, 0 here, and now you have the 1. You want this value. What's the correlating value to 1? Okay, you can use any point on the table, all right? But we tell you guys to grab the 1, 1. You can grab 4, 10, 8, 36, 10, 55, but you're going to substitute those numbers. So do you really want like 10, 55? Do you really want to put 55 here, substitute 10, substitute 10, and then isolate B? Your numbers are just large. So why do we go for 1? Because you can kind of do it in your head. You're not going to mess it up mentally. You're going to have an idea of your arithmetic, okay? So this is just a preference. It's not a rule. Why do you want to put in such large numbers when you can plug in 1? Okay, so 1, 1. So my chart is 1, 1. So that means if that's my point, I'm going to let X equal 1. I'm going to let Y equal 1. And I'm going to substitute it. And that B is going to get solved for. And that's how you find it. And that's the end. Okay, so 1, 0.5, 1 squared plus B, 1 plus 0. This is just 1, so 0.5. This is just B, and that's just 0. So subtract, and what do I get for B? Oh, it's minus 0.5. So your explicit function is 0.5 x squared plus 0.5. That's supposed to be an x. X plus 0. If you want to write the 0, you don't have to. It looks like a kx. Thank you. Here, I'm going to make it a pretty x. Yeah, okay. Better x. And that's it. That's your explicit function. Okay, how do we, is it right? Is it wrong? Do we do it right? Well, we know 10 gave us 55, right? We did the whole pattern and we said there's 55 squares in term 10. Try it. Go 0.5, substitute in a 10. 0.5, 10 squared plus 5, 10 plus 0 if you guys want to put the 0 still, right? Hit equal, and I get 55. So I know this is a correct equation because I even got that there and we did it by, right? So if you guys get stuck on a quiz or a test and you want to continue the chart down, go for it. You get the same credit. Just in case you can't figure out explicitly, just do it manually all the way down. Okay, all this is extra credit. Should you guys try it? There's a lot of days. You're okay now? Wait, I thought you just came in with Andre? Was he just here? I saw you guys like switched on me.